our next presenter, who is Kristy Garcia. She is a 17-year-old girl from United States. She's passionate. Is a multi-passionate who is discovering the intersection between her love for coding and performing. She loves being on stage, learning more about the world, and finding new dreams to transform into a reality. So that's amazing, and we are super excited to hear about what Kristy has to say and share with us today.
I love technology. I use it for everything, to call my family members, to code, to play games, and to find opportunities that I otherwise wouldn't have had the privilege to discover. Even now, I'm using technology to talk with all of you guys, some of whom may be halfway across the world from me. So technology is extremely powerful, and possibly one of the most powerful forms of technology that we have in this day and age is the smartphone. The smartphone has taken the world over by storm, so much so that today, according to Statista, 80% of the world has smartphones. That's crazy considering in 2011, it was only 35%. So, of course, we're all going to be pretty connected to our smartphones. I mean, we live in a digital age. But at what point does this connection become too much? At what point does it become an addiction? Just for a little perspective, today, an average Gen Zer spends approximately 9 hours every day in front of their screen. Now, this number isn't really what's concerning. I mean, we do live in a digital age, but what's more concerning is what they're using this time to do. Picture this. Here we have two teenagers, Joe and Bill. Now, every morning when Joe wakes up, the first thing he does is take his phone and scroll on social media. He sits there scrolling for about 20 minutes. When he has breakfast, he keeps scrolling. When he comes back from school, finishes his homework, he goes back to scrolling, watches a few episodes of his favorite series, plays some games, and then goes to bed. Now, Bill, on the other hand, he does not go on social media when he first wakes up. He has his breakfast without entertainment. He goes to school, comes back, does his homework on his laptop, video calls his family, maybe watches one episode of his favorite series, and then goes to bed. Now, both of them are averaging 9 hours of screen time every single day, yet one of them is in a significantly better mood than the other, Bill, because Joe's excessive use of social media is costing him. In a survey conducted by ExpressVPN, when Gen Z participants were asked if they believed if social media negatively impacted their mood, 86% agreed. And this is where we get those negative side effects from using tech, things like heightened anxiety, depression, or body image, when we use tech the wrong way. But how are we supposed to unlink from our devices? You know, they're made to be addictive. That's not our fault. How can we take the steps to disconnect and stop letting tech ruin our mental health? Well, I don't have all the answers for you, but as someone who used to be addicted to her phone, what I can offer you guys is tips that help me and will hopefully help you. Number one, clean up your phone, clean up your mind. Think of your phone like your room. When your room is messy and disorganized, there's so many things that are screaming for your attention all at the same time. It's really hard to focus. But when your room is nice, neat, and organized, it's so much easier to focus on one thing that you want to do. So try to avoid keeping your phone like this and try to make it a little more like one of these. They're a lot more minimalistic, neat, organized, much easier on the eyes. In particular, I really recommend the third option, grayscale, because the lack of color really makes you a lot less attached to using your phone. Number two, move your body. You've definitely heard this piece of advice before, and I know personally that it's a lot easier said than done. But something that I found helped me the most was following this morning routine from one of my favorite podcast hosts, Mel Robbins, and a morning routine she dubbed the $1 Million Morning, and it really is. So essentially, when you wake up, you give yourself 5 seconds to get out of bed. Then within 5 minutes, you have to go out and do some sort of physical exercise, say, for example, a 10-minute walk. And the kicker is you have to do all of this without using your phone. I know it sounds extremely hard, but this way you can avoid that daily exercise because exercise really heals the mind and the body and gives you that much needed time with. And to wrap up, number three, possibly my biggest piece of advice, do not go cold turkey. If you are averaging 9 hours a day on your phone and you try to cut it down to 1 hour in a day, you will not succeed. And this isn't to discourage you from wanting to lower your screen time. That's amazing that you're taking those first steps. You should be immensely proud of yourself. But the statistics are there to let you know that this is not a sustainable option. 95% of people who go cold turkey will relapse, like in any addiction. So go slow. Say chop off 50 minutes every 2 days until you've worked down to a time that you are happy with. Before I go, I want to emphasize that you are not alone in your struggle. So many people suffer from phone addictions, and likewise, so many people are trying to heal. Join communities like Log Off, who are trying to address the dangers of extended screen time, or reach out to family and friends and maybe try to reduce your screen time together. Hold each other accountable. You don't have to be under the control of your phone. You don't need to let it control your life. Control you. It's hard to fight back against a device that was made to have this effect on you, but it is possible. So take those first steps to lower your screen time, no matter how small. Disconnect from your device and take back control of your life. Thank you.